Hello, Bill Molyneux here for Bill's Wargame World. This is a quick 3-minute video on France 1940. I have the Germans crossing a river. We're also going to have some German rafts or boats helping them. Let's hit our Belgium-French troops first. We are running with a bolt action style game with 8 figures to a unit, 2 figures per gun. So on this half of the table, we're just going to call them all French. We have an 8-man French unit with an anti-tank gun with a rifle. Then another 8-man unit over here. These are all painted pretty much by Jim Shaw, the great Gettysburg area gamers painter, except for this unit here. That's painted by me, sort of. All right. What else do we have on this side of the table? Well, we have the weird Belgium tank that drives forward, but the gun turret is in the rear. I have that in reserve. And then we have an 8-man unit in the farmhouse. And we have our French light tank. In this farmhouse, we have a heavy machine gun and an 8-man unit. Another 8-man unit out front. Then we have our Matilda tank. The British have sent us a Matilda. That was a Ron Snyder Pretzel King tank. Then we have our medium tank. And I think it's a Char B. I just got this at Historicon. A very nice fellow sold it to me. And it's got that heavy 75mm gun and 37mm gun. And there's a close-up of that tank. And that has not seen action. Then we have a heavy machine gun dug in. Another 75-pounder. And then over here we have another 8-man unit. So the Belgium French troops have 8 total infantry squads. And then I guess about 5 pieces of armor. And 2 cannons and an anti-tank rifle. All right, for our Germans on this side, I've not placed all my infantry yet, but we have a motorcycle, staff car with a machine gun. I have to always include at least one Marks car. They're just cool. That'll have 8 figures. Armored car. Now here we have 2 Czechoslovakian T-38s, I think there are. And then we have our Panzer II. I'm not sure. Panzer III with a 50mm would have made it into this game, but it has in my game. We have the short-barreled Panzer III, even though it looks like a Panzer IV. German half-track, that will have 8 figures also. Now, come along the line. So on this side, we have another Panzer III with a 50mm, I guess. This is my scratch built, never finished painting it, Panzer II. I know, it's not perfect. We have a German half-track, 3D printed by Josh, a squad of 8 men, armored car, an 8-man infantry squad, and 2 motorcycles. So I'm going to have, for Germans, I believe we're going to hear something from the skies, such as a Junkers or a glider. I don't know, but I believe there are some 3D printed paratroopers that are made by Josh Warliff, painted by Jim Shaw, that may be landing on this field too. So we're going to have 2 8-man squads of infantry there, and 2 here, and then we'll see what happens with the attack from the sky. All right, well, I have a lot of chores to do. This game may not start tonight. We'll see what happens. Stay safe, be kind, be courteous. Thank you for watching, and don't forget, all these videos help raise money for Braddock's Battlefield History Center. Hello everyone, Bill Molyneux here for Bill's Wargame World, and this is my second time doing this. I had a microphone issue, so the first few dice and movement and firing was not recorded with audio. My mistake. So this introduction is France 1940, turn 2, and I did catch my mistake halfway through, maybe a little less. I hope you enjoy this video, um, and that's about it. I'm sort of bummed out. I have all these new microphones, and I'm messing up. I've been better off with the old ones. To everyone who sent me microphones, though, I really appreciate it. All right, everybody. I had some microphone issues. I had a microphone ran out of electricity, so we missed a bit. All right, so this is what's happened. I'm not gonna try to put the video without audio up. Our Panzer III came across. Our French light tank came out for this turn 2. I might do some of the introductions. I don't know. I'm a little bummed out. I thought I did a good sound check. So the French unit there and there is gone. And that's where I'm at. We about to pull another die. It's green. So we're going to activate the little Belgian tank. Okay. All right. It used all its giddy up and go to move to that position. Josh Warliff, the great 3D printer king, made that and painted it for me. It cannot fire. We used all its movement to get to where it's at. And since these two tanks have already moved and activated, we are good. It can't be zapped until next turn. And many of these figures, the great Jim Shaw painted, and many of them are 3D printed by Josh Warliff. And Jim Shaw, the great painter of Gettysburg, I appreciate all his super painting. And we have a German die that came up. Well, I'm going to send a squad of infantry across the bridge. Pause here. Okay, I had the German infantry run, and that's where they're at. They got some cover. A lot of these, I'm using some old Marx figures just for the nostalgic world. I think they look cool. And we have a green die, and we're going to activate this French squad here. They can move 6 inches in this woods, so we will head them out. My movement rates are 9 and 12, or 9 and 18, excuse me, losing 3 in rough ground and still be able to fire with a -1. So, sighting issues, we will see. We will check, and yep. All right, so they can see them. They moved. We'll fire the light machine gun first, and that's a 1 potential hit and 1 kill. And then 1, 2 pistols, nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 1 more, and it is another kill. So the Germans lost 2. And all they did here was advance. Okay. So let's grab another die. We got another green. And I'll pause the camera here. Okay, I decided to bring the Matilda up. I need to get some armor over here on this flank. So that's what we're doing. And we're going to grab another die. Sort of bummed the first couple dice. My microphone wasn't synced with the other microphone. I have a lot of new microphones, and I got to get better organized. I'm sorry about that, everyone. So we have a green die. And you know what? I'm going to bring the other tank up, and that's a medium. And by the way, I know there's a pivot rule. That's the medium tank's fastest speed, and I let the vehicles pivot left or right because I want to keep the game going. All right, so we have that thing coming, but it can't fire. It's moved too much. And again, we're using the Larry bag from Gettysburg Toy Soldiers and his rules that he makes. We got a gray. Well, I am going to, boy, you know what? I don't want to come across the other bridge yet. I got this foothold going. I have another German paratrooper unit. Okay, everyone. Do I do the German paratrooper drop? It's totally random. Bring in armor the other side. Or do I go here with something else? I'm gonna have a. All right, we're gonna do the German paratroopers. All right, everybody. They won't get to move. We get our German paratrooper guy, and somewhere out here, there's our paratrooper. And 1, 2, 3. So I'm gonna send them out here. All right, so it's about there. And now we're gonna roll 2 dice. And we're gonna measure 7 feet down from the edge. And I'm not using the Donald Featherstone fluttering papers or anything. Okay, so that's 4. Wow, they land here. So our paratroopers have landed here. Now, of course, I have to do my bill rule and see if any of them died hitting walls, trees, and so forth. Now, the one in the road is fine. Fine. Okay, we lost. Oh, we lost the leader. He got tangled up in the. Lost a rifleman, a machine gun team. All right. So I lost a total of, from our paratrooper squad, we lost the leader and 1 rifleman. But everybody else is okay. And of course, they don't move. They set up within 9 inches or so. And there we go. So they landed in the road, but somehow we had an issue. And sadly, if they don't activate first next turn, that tank is right there. That French light tank. And you can see it there. Okay. Well, we only have 1 die left. And it is German. Okay. Well, I guess I gotta try it. I'm gonna bring the Panzer III at half speed across and fire at that light tank. So here we go. Get ya. And we're on the road. And okay. I got this going at 10 and still being able to fire on the road. All right, so it advanced And we're firing at the French tank. Let me see if you can see what I'm doing. All right. There we go. And our die roll to hit. Let's see, we moved 3, moved is 4. Hedge makes it a 5. Distance 5 or a 6. We rolled a 2. Shell misses. All right. Well, pretty exciting. I'm gonna pick up all the dice. I might leave the ambush one on that anti-tank gun out there. All right, this completes turn 2. Well, that's it, everybody. I'm gonna pick up and we'll go on to turn 3 and see if the Germans can push in more. And we have Allied armor heading that way. Stay safe, be kind, be courteous, and life is short. I shouldn't get worried about my audio mix-up. Anyhow, as Kevin would say also, be true to your school. Thank you for watching. All these videos I make till about the end of August are going to the Braddock Battlefield History Center. Bye-bye, everyone. Hello, everyone. Bill Molyneux here, and we're going to play turn 3. I got the microphones fixed. I have taken white out and put dots of white on each set. Even though they all look the same, they don't transmit the same signal, and that's why I was having problems at Historicon also. So I bought several sets, and that's it. Maybe I'll do a video on microphones. Of course, there's so many other channels that do so much better with video work than mine, but we're going to move forward with turn 3. We have our dice in the bag. I think I picked up all the dice. We have some morale markers out here, and I hope you're enjoying this France 1940 game. I might do something like this for Fallen. All right, we got the magic bag here. Again, Josh Warliff 3D printed many of the vehicles. Ron the Snyder Pretzel King also sold a few to me at a very reasonable price. And Jim Shaw, the great Gettysburg area gamer, painted a lot. All right. Wow, we got a gray right off the bat. And you know what? I have a lot of choices. I got a tank on the hill. I got a tank coming down the road. Well, I'm going to, so I don't waste your time, I'm going to turn my turret this way and just fire. Okay, and let's see if you can see everything. So, by the way, we had a Maryland Park Ranger not far from where we live. He passed away, sadly, at a very young age, not even 60, I think it is, in the line of duty. Maryland Park Ranger, he is a historian. So keep your thoughts and prayers for first responders and park rangers and such. So we're going to open up on our range here, and we hit. Okay, did move, and that's considered a light tank, and its armor 7 or better, and our gun on that, we are, okay, here we go, and we penetrated. All right, damage is 4. Knocked out. The vehicle is destroyed, becomes a smoking wreck. All right, so our Panzer III smoked the tank, and I wrote on the bottom of these what they are because I kept forgetting. Josh Warliff 3D printed this for me. Very cool tank. It's now on fire. All right. So let's move on. We have a green. And you know what? We're going to have Josh's little weird Belgium tank. And really quick, shown this off a few times, but you know what? This is a Belgium tank. What do you think? It is so cool. The gun is in the rear. So we're going to fire at the Panzer III. No, we'll fire at the Panzer II because that hasn't fired yet. And we have a hit. And my armor, that's a light tank. Okay. Well, and Panzer II's light. A four again, knocked out. So our little Belgian tank actually took out a Panzer II. So we need to smoke that guy. All right. So that's not, there we go. All right, we're going to pause here while I get the bag for the dice. All right, we're back. And we have green. Well, I have the perfect plan. Let's move our camera. All right, our Matilda is going to advance. And I got to get a tape measure. This thing only can move 9 inches and still fire. And it gets to here. It does not have enough movement to do a pivot. So it's going to be on the flank of the Panzer III up there. And this is a Ron the Snyder Pretzel King tank. We turn our turret. We're going to measure our range. And we're going to get a -1. -1 for range, -1 for movement. And yeah, 52. I think we're way over half. Pause the camera here as we get ready. That's a light 2-pounder. All right, here we go. The Matilda's firing. Boy, if it knocks out that tank on the bridge, I don't know what we'll do. Well, I don't have to worry about it when you're rolling 1. All right, the Matilda missed. And that's a great... I got to get that... Oh, I got an ambush marker on that gun. I forgot all about that. Kevin from the Chuckleheads, if he was here, he would say I was cheating. But we do have an ambush marker on that field gun that I left from last turn. And we're going to activate it. I'll check my range. We knock out this tank. And we do the... We're going to say this fired. And I don't think... From gun mantle, 2 feet. Medium gun, medium armor. All right. And roll 1. Okay, so the gun crew missed. And we have another green. All right, let's activate that tank. Now, to go through a stone wall, what do you think? A 5 or a 6 to get bogged down with the bricks, or too hard to go through the stone wall? Kelly's Heroes, they did it. But you know what? I can just turn the turret. By the way, in Bill's world in the basement, I'm just trying to have fun. I'm not doing spotting or rapid fire or anything else in that system of open hatch, not opened. I'm just trying to have a half hour of fun time. So I hope whoever's watching this understands that. And let's see. That is a light gun. My gosh, a 2. Okay, so shell goes flying right by the Panzer III. Rolling really bad for the... Okay, we have a gray die now, and we're going to advance. It can move. It's down here. There we go. I don't know. We'll try to take out that gun. Point blank range. We also have the machine gun. They're in cover. Let's see what happens. All right, firing the machine gun first. Oh, we got 2 potential hits and 2 kills. So, by the way, I have... So they're dead. Okay. With the cover. Boy, I had several chances to knock out that Panzer III, just not rolling well. And it's off the bridge now, but it's sort of in a stone wall thing, so I don't know. Oh my goodness! Look at that, everyone! I got an anti-tank rifle sitting right there. Let's go pull a. I'm gonna go find the bag of dice. They're at the other end of the table. All right. Well, we got a green. We're gonna have them fire. I don't know. So we got a stone wall. So I guess we gotta make it harder to hit, right? I wish Kevin was here, and Walt and Mike, the chuckleheads, Derek too. We'd have a lot of debates over this. Okay, I'm gonna say all we see is the turret, and we're gonna need a 6, and we roll the 4. All right. So, and because the squad's attached to the anti-tank gun. Yeah, and they would have actually had to advance because they did move. All right, so my squad here, we'll just move them around 9 inches or so. And boy, I'm not hitting well at all. All right, I think I've lost track of how many dice. Oh, it's a gray die. Both paratroopers are down. Well, what to put on next? All right, pausing the camera here. Okay, in Bill's world, I don't do multiple pins. I also just do a morale check, which they passed, and they're fine. I don't like to bog my games down with morale checks and constant adding pips. So we are going to go ahead and fire 4-die machine gun. 2 potential hits, but no kills because of... Okay. And then 1, 2... He's the loader. 1, 2, 3... That's a pistol. No, no. And then 3 rifles. 1 rifle may have hit, and it did not. So that whole squad just fired on this unit here in the Light Woods. All right. Boy, I'm going through this 3rd turn pretty good. We got a gray. Okay. I think we could bring in a half track with some infantry. All right. There's a tape measure. And they can half track and go. So this squad moves out of the way as the half track comes boring through. And it will stop there. Okay. And throw some crew members in it. Okay. Now I like the Marks figures. So they're disembarking. I'm going to put them on this side of the half track. And they moved everything they could move, so they can't do anything. All right. I like doing the nostalgic figures along with Britain's. All right. And yes, I know my vehicles really need some paint and detail work done to them, but I'm just happy to be wargaming at times. Where is our dice bag? We got one left. I can't remember what it is. How about you? Can you remember? It is gray. Okay. We're going to bring in okay. Incidentally, Ron Perlman, the Snyder Pretzel King, famous wargamer. I got this from him. We're going to go ahead and just have it move, run. No, we want advance so he can fire. You ever turn these dice around and can't find the letter you want? So, there we go. Okay. So, get my machine gun dice. They're all misses. And then the pom-pom. Oh, wow. 3 6s. Huh. And then 2 kills. All right. So even right here, we suffer 2 losses. These 2 figures I forgot. They belong to that half track. There we go. Well, that is everything so far on dice for turn 3. Check the time. All right, I'm going to try to squeeze in one more turn, and then I'll upload. So we're going to go on to, all right, everyone, we're going into turn 4. We got 5 dice for each side, and we got a German die. And right off the bat, I need to get that Panzer III out of there. So I don't know what to do with it. I just don't want it stuck there because it'll screw up all my other German armor coming down this road with walls. All right. I don't know if I should try to turn and go through the stone wall. I'm going to try it, but I'm going to say if I roll a 5 or a 6, it's bogged down this turn and has to roll again next turn. All right. I want to get it out of the road. And I rolled a 2. Okay. So we have it pivoting, turning, and as Evo GM that I am, we will say that's as far as it can go. And I should have some rubble there. But at the moment, I don't know where I have any rubble. So we have a whole breach in that stone wall. We pivoted, went through it, and we had advanced. It needs a 6 to hit, and we missed. All right, so at least I got the road cleared. Let's go find the die bag. Well, I got the dice bag, and I'm hoping if it's Belgium, they can advance here. If it's German, and it's German. All right. I'm going to take the Panzer III, and we are going to risk the movement. And we're going to break through here. Now I got to check to see if I have a hedge issue. No, I do not. So I barrel through there, and I can still fire. And we're doing an advance. By the way, I made a mistake. The motorcycle crew, there's only one figure left. I should have removed him. So, my mistake. All right. Well, get out my chart here. Point blank range. We rolled a 6. Plus, we got light armor. 2 dice. It's smoked. Josh, I'm sorry, but your 3D printed mini tank with the turret facing the wrong way, and it is gone. All right. Sort of cool, though. I don't think you see them on the wargaming table all that much. All right. Oh, we got an allied die. Well, you know what? I have a brand new 3D printed tank over there. What's it called? The Char B. We're going to move our camera. All right. We have moved it forward. And Josh, this is a 3D printed heavy tank. We're going to fire our 37 first. I forgot to put my advanced die over there. I'll just throw it over. And frontal armor, we got a 5. Let's see here. We're on the chart to see if we smoke it. And it is our on fire. Pin marker on vehicle. All right, and we got to do a morale check. So we're going to say the engine's on fire. All right, so the Panzer III. By the way, that was the heavy gun. I haven't fired the light gun. Forgot about that. So we have a little engine fire, I guess, and a pin marker. And oh, I got to do a morale check right now. If they fail. Oh. All right, so we have a Panzer III with abandoned crew. All right. And it's on fire. It's considered knocked out to the rules. Well done, French Char B. Okay. Wow, that's our first real good. Well, I guess no. We lost a piece of German armor over here, too. So, it is a little after 7:30. I'm going up to spend some time with Lisa. We have another die. I'm hoping to finish 10 after 7 at 7:30. No matter what, I'm going to end the game for this turn. I'm at a close assault. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll be close to it. All right. I'm going to take these woods. I'm going to have my Germans close assault. And here we go. I'm going to stop the camera for this. Okay, everyone. The German infantry charged. They passed their morale. The Belgians killed Our French killed 2, and then in the first wave, and then my Germans killed 3, and then the next time I keep fighting my melees until we have a winner. And the French didn't hit anybody, and we got 3 more kills. So there's our dead. 2 German, the 7 Frenchmen. All right, because when they got down to 1 figure, they evaporate. So they drove the French out, and the regular bolt action melee rules, they're sort of, if you win the close action by 1 figure more, you win the close action, the other side is gone. I know Ron, he does his with a retreating thing. I like to just keep rolling until one side or the other is down to 1 figure. All right. By the way, this is helping to raise money for Braddock's Battlefield History Center. And I have no idea if Sean and Matt ever watch my videos. They're the fellas that run Braddock's Battlefield History Center. The Chuckleheads have been there, and we have a green die. And you know what? We need to, you know what? We're going to bring up that Matilda. That's what we'll do. Oh, no. You know what? Hold on, everyone. Okay, I have a perfectly fresh French squad, and they're going to charge a German unit that is paratroopers, and you got to check their morale because they're being charged, and they haven't done a morale, and they failed their morale. So, in my world, when you're being charged, and oh, by the way, the French are going in. So, the 4 paratroopers are killed and captured. And no losses because they failed to rally. I could have rallied them, by the way, before. All right. So the French drove back the paratroopers and they're gone. That was a good use of a die. And that's all the paratroopers I have. All right, we got the old die bag here. Several dice still left. We got a German die. All right. Well, we have a hole in the wall. Let's bring a German tank across. Well, we'll bring. Should we bring the Panzer short-barreled 75 across, or let's bring one of these across? And I gotta look up and see the speed. Light tank, and all right, if you're wondering, the light tank went zipping down across the bridge. That's as far as it could go. I did the run, and it booked, and it can't do anything. I'm really messed up though because I don't know if it's going to get popped by one of those other tanks. Let's go grab the bag. I'm at the other side of the room, everyone, and we did. We got a green. So we're going to have that medium tank fire at the light tank. Walking over to put a fire marker on it. There we go. All right. And we got dice. We got, I'm going to say that's what, 22 inches? 20 inches. Okay. Plenty of range. Light gun, 1 round. And we hit the little bugger. And 4 armor piercing. Damage result on armor. Huh. It's immobilized. Add a pin marker to the vehicle. The order is changed to down. Vehicles move. Additional. So, all right. So I lost a track or an engine has been hit. Well, there's its pin marker. And we'll have to add some smoke to it for the, we'll say I don't know, I guess that track got hit. What's everyone think? But it's still functional. I have to do a morale check or they'll bail, which I'll do right now. Oh, they're fine. They're hunkered down. They're hunkered down with no issues. All right. And of course, the dice bag is on the other side of the room again. All right. Well, I'm letting the camera run while I walk over there and it's green again. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I can move 9 inches and fire. So I'm going to have my squad here. And close enough. Here's my giant anti-tank gun. This is 3D printed by Josh in 54 millimeter scale. And there's my trusty loader and the whole squad up to support them. And how cool is that, everyone? I love these figures that Jim Shaw and Josh as a team made for me. And it's funny is there. All right. We used to have some great games at the Gettysburg Area Gamers for 20 years till I moved. All right, everyone. Our Belgian anti-tank rifle, or French, they almost all look the same. Hey, we hit the little bugger. It's rear shot, light tank. Hold on. Whammo! Knocked out. The vehicle is destroyed, becomes a smoking wreck. Well, what do you think of that? I gotta smoke it. So our anti-tank rifle, firing from the rear, close range, on a light tank, pop that guy. All right. I'm finding this game to be very enjoyable. I might do a 54 millimeter build modified bolt action game for Fall In. Let me know your comments and feelings. I'm using some weird tanks and things that aren't normally used. So I have a green die, and I'm going to do something with the Matilda. That thing has super duper armor. I'm going to run up the road and block the road with it. Because Matildas are little tanks. They're a little gun, excuse me, that they have. And I can go that far and not fire with this thing. Okay, so it ran. Wow. Matilda, we have one more die, and it's gray. So, what to activate next? It is a German die. The Germans on this bridgehead have just gotten popped. They lost 2 tanks. I'm going to pause the camera. Well, everyone, it's almost 7:30. I got 1 die left. It's German. I'm looking around to see when I want to activate. And I don't want to bring anything else across that bridge right now. It's a death trap. It's like Arnhem at this point. So I'm going to try to rally. Now I could use my rally die and get 2 chances in Bill's rules for that paratrooper unit, or just try to rally normal, and they're super good. It's the last die, so I can actually run 18 inches with them. And I'm going to pause the camera. All right, our German paratroopers advanced to there. That house is full of French troops. Let me see. I think it's got a squad of 8 men. 8 men and one those weird French machine guns with the open magazine. I forgot the name of them. Yeah, I remember I get up at 4 in the morning for work until April 3rd when I'm retired. So our German paratroopers moved, and that is it for turn 4. Let's do a recap. All right, the UPS guy was here, so, and they're still barking. All right, our recap. We lost 2 German tanks here. The French have a heavy Char B over there, and then medium tank, and then the Matilda. All right. They have also an anti-tank rifle there and another squad here. At the far end, the German paratroopers were overrun, and our French heavy machine guns dug in. So this whole side of this bridge area is really tough. And what I have left over here is a half track, heavy machine gun, Panzer II, the Czechoslovakian T-35 or whatever it is, T-38. I forgot the name of it already. Sorry, everyone. Kuberwagen machine gun, half track machine gun, and the Mark's car will have a machine gun in it. So that's the recap for this flank at the river, Leech River it is. Over here, the Germans captured this section of the woods and are moving forward. The paratroopers are advancing on the farmstead. And the German armor, we lost 1 Panzer II, but we do have clear running now to get forward up. And the only thing left on this side to bring on the table is a German armored car with a pom-pom gun. All right. Well, as far as microphones, I now have them labeled with markings. All right, and to the 2 fellows that sent me new microphones, I gotta say I really appreciate it, but I should have looked and read a little bit. They all look like this, and the receiver looks like that. However, this brand on the back is different than the other 2 brands. All 3 sets are different, and the receiver does not work with each set. So I've had to mark them 2, 1, and 3 for these dashes, the same I've done with the microphones now. So, Historicon, I had some really weird audio issues, and it turns out I had pre-tested them, but I didn't realize they all operated on a different frequency. Well, we're going to end turn 4. I'm going to put this video up at 7:35 Eastern Standard Time. Stay safe, be kind, be courteous, and I'm going to go spend some time with my wife, Lisa. Thank you, all of you that watch. And for Colonel Handsome of the Chuckleheads, be true to your school. Thank you, everyone. Hello, everyone. Bill Molyneux here for Bill's Wargame World, France 1940. We're on turn 8. We're going to play to turn 10. This is sort of a weird week. I need to say thank you to everyone. Lisa's upstairs resting. I mowed the lawn and some other chores. And she's relaxing. And I'm going to play the next 2 turns. And that's where we're at. I have to pick up the dice. And we'll come back. And I'm just dying to get this armor across this bridge. So we'll see what happens. All right, we'll get the really, really appreciative of all the kind notes everyone sent me, by the way. Okay, everyone. We have 5 dice for each side in the trusty bag. A really quick recap. All the German paratroopers and Germans from this side of the table have been placed. The other side, we still have 2 German squads and a batch of armor that I've been afraid to bring across the road. All right. And we're just going to go ahead and We have Germans in the brown house, by the way, the dark brown one, and we have a German die. Okay, well, I lost a lot of German armor so far, and we've also determined that the armored cars cannot get through the hedges, according to Dave M. All right, we're going to have them stuck. We'll figure that out in a bit. So I'm going to move. All right, I'm going to risk bringing a tank across. All right, I'll go ahead and move it and come back to you. Well, that's where we're at. I took that 75 millimeter Panzer IV or whatever and came across there at full speed. Can't fire. I'm hoping the anti-tank rifle that's sitting there won't get activated. And anyhow, as I pull the German, well, I think it's time to send a squad of German infantry across. Hold on, everyone. All right, I decided just to have them run. And so they're running their little butts off. And that's where we're at with them. All right. So we're going to put pressure on this bridge, and we got another German die. All right, somebody asked me about Stukas and artillery, offboard artillery. For this scenario, I have heavy cloud cover, so we have no Stukas. So Kevin of the Chuckleheads, that's why we have no Stukas. And I decided on no offboard artillery. And I have a German die again, and we're going to bring this half track up half so I can still fire, and I'll bring the camera up and some dice, and we will try to light up some Frenchmen that are in the open. Okay, our half track has moved up, and we got our range, no cover. We got 2 hits. That's not there. This is here. Okay. I'm always having problems finding the advance. There we go. All right, we got 2 hits and 1 dead. So we lost 1 Frenchman, and they get a morale check. Okay. There's got to be some green dice in there. All right. It's really nice to have Lisa home, by the way, upstairs resting. And then we have a green die. Well, we're going to start right off with that Matilda. So we're going to have the Matilda. I'm not going to move it. We will have it fire on the Panzer IV. All right, so let me get over here and put the fire tie, and we'll turn the turret. Got to measure the range, and I'll move the camera. All right, here we go, and I need another die. I need to have more dice on the table, I guess. I can keep doing that. Here we go. Firing on a Panzer IV medium, and we got a hit. I forgot to check the rate of fire. I think the Matilda's 1 round a turn. Ron the Pretzel King gave me 1 round a turn. Okay, well, we hit. And then with our plus, and we got a 5. It is knocked out. The vehicle is destroyed and becomes a smoking wreck. It's now considered impassable terrain. Okay. Boy, everyone, I'll stop the camera here. Okay, the bridge basically is impassable to cross now. We have infantry that'll have to, jump over the bridge. The Chuckleheads were here. Now, this scenario had 2 bridge crossings. And I won't do a bridge crossing at Fallen if I do a France 40 game. I don't want to funnel things like I am in this scenario. So let's pull another die. I pulled the green, and I'm going to just try to rally the Frenchmen that are right there first, which I do. And I don't have to use my rally on my die because I'm using the Bill rule. So I'm using the fire, and I'm not going to give the Germans really any cover for that bridge. So we got 2 hits with the light machine gun for 2 kills, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 riflemen because one's a loader for the anti-tank rifle. And we're close, and we got 3 hits and 2 more kills, so 3 total. We lost 3 Germans, and I know the Panzerfaust wouldn't be here quite yet. By the way, that's a 3D printed Panzerfaust, then I glued it in an Airfix German's hand. Sorry about the blurriness, I apologize. All right, so they need a morale marker. Simple enough, I took the morale marker from there and put it over there. Grabbing another die, and it is French Allied. And we're going to have the Big Char B fire. So we'll pause the camera. Okay, we're going to try to knock out the half track. And here we go. When we hit it, even I gave it, I don't know if it should have got cover or not. I gave it a cover, but anyhow, I rolled a hit anyhow. So, boy, this is a soft, okay, armored car carrier, and it is, here we go, damage result, boom, okay, hold on, we have another wrecked vehicle. All right, so the German half track is gone. I don't know. We'll pull a die. There's no way I can get any more armor across. We're German. Well, I was going to take the German paratroopers and charge out. Let's see if they couldn't do something to the Matilda. But the odds are pretty poor. Looking over the battlefield now, the bridge is totally stopped. I have a squad of Germans, half squad, 4 in the woods there. That armored car is sort of stuck in the hedgerows. I have a German squad here. All right. Wow. There's still 3 pieces of Allied armor. I know Kevin would say if the Stukas were around, this would play different. But we had heavy cloud cover. All right. I'm going to call the game. We got 1 die left in the bag, but the Germans have lost. They cannot get the rest of their armor across. And the Molyneux Crossroads have been saved by the French forces and Belgian forces. What German troops we have will fall back and regroup for another attack. The Leech River was too much for the Germans. Okay. What a game. I thought maybe if I got the heavier tank across, I could have made it. So let's just let everyone know. Just let everyone know here. Lisa's doing good. Next week we hope to be in Virginia. I'm going to do more chores for her. Tell me what you'd like to see on the table. I'm slowly moving everything to the Virginia house, so only World War II on this table. And very much appreciate all the nice notes and from all over the country and other countries. And thank you for watching the channel. Again, this video is raising money for Braddock's Battlefield History Center. And then in September through December, we'll have another historic site that Wade Solowski, famous author and historian down at Bentonville Battlefield, he will pick the next small museum, something different. Let me know if you want to see another France game or something different. That's about it for now. To the Chuckleheads, I miss wargaming with you all, and we'll get together soon. Stay safe, be kind, be courteous. As the Chucklehead Kevin would say, be true to your school. And boy, this Germans did not do well. I'm sure Kevin will leave messages of all the things I did poorly. Bye-bye, everyone.